Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be recapping November. I'm in the garden this morning harvesting some veg before it gets too hot. Let's see what we can get. This morning's harvest, I've got a huge bowl of broad beans. I've got a big basket full of sugar snaps. I've got another basket with some snow peas, yellow and green, and sprouting broccoli. And I've got a huge bowl full of potting peas. So I'll put these in the freezer. First I'll shovel them, put them in the freezer. I'm going to put these in the freezer too. And the rest that are on the bush, I may harvest them and dry them so I can re-sow them next year, but also keep them in my pantry to use as a dried bean. So I'll have some fresh in the freezer and some dried in the pantry, and that should get us through the whole year, I think. How awesome is it that this produce that I pick, I trade for milk from our friends. We make butter from the cream that we separate it from it. They've got a cream separator. We give the skim milk to the pigs. We get some cream for dessert, butter. We make yogurt with it, and we're making cheese as well. I'm going to another cheese course in a few weeks. So we're really loving sharing our abundance and bartering, and I reckon we're eating about 90 to 95% off either our farm or our friend's farm, and it's fantastic. We couldn't think of anything better. We're in Melbourne this afternoon, and we thought while we were in the area, literally just around the corner, we thought we'd pop in and see our old so let's see it. The veggie patches are still there. They're empty though.
There's roses in that one.
They've cut down. What is
Bay
there?
tree.
It feels empty.
That huge big tree.
And then they put an
He's left
extra
to
window
like it.
in.
He's planted some veggies. It's looking good. I missed out on the permaculture meeting this week, which also has our swap table, but I was still feeling a bit yuck, so I decided not to go. But we're going to the market today, which has a swap table on it. And I'm going to show you what I'm taking to trade. So I'm taking one of our fresh garlic bulbs. These haven't cured yet, but I think someone would appreciate that and use it. I've got a bunch of kale, a bunch of radishes, and a bunch of broad beans. We've just come back from the food swap, and we swapped some oranges, a couple of lemons or lemonade lemons, some limes, and I got one more tomato plant because, you know, I need another tomato plant. But this one is a Juan Flame, which is an orange tomato. So I'm looking forward to having a beautiful rainbow of tomatoes in my harvest basket in a few months' time. My hen had some eggs hatch overnight. Hey.
This is a treat for her getting a baby.
It is. Good job, Mama.
A very good girl. I'm proud.
And we're also slaughtering a cow, so we'll be able to stock up our beef again. We are super low on meat. We've got 2 weeks till we fill our freezer with it, so we've got enough to get us through. We've got a little bit of lamb and a little bit of beef, like slow cooking beef. But it's summer and we're enjoying steaks and veggies and salads, so looking forward to having some steak again, and then we'll put in some lamb later on down the track. We're swapping 3 lambs for half a steer, so it's pretty cool. And then we've also got our meat birds. We've got 50 meat birds that are ready for the freezer in a couple of weeks. They are huge now. They are huge now. So we're really looking forward to having chicken again too. And then obviously Hamlet will be ready in about 3 or 4 months. So that's all our favourite meats there, which is really cool. It's really nice to add that to our self-sufficient challenge. Hi guys, I thought I'd quickly check in with you. Today is an exciting day, especially for our challenge. We have bartered with our friends and neighbours. We are swapping 3 lambs for half a steer. So they are getting butchered right now, and I'll be picking them up soon to process them for the freezer. So I'd say we're gonna have some steak tonight. That's what we did last time. We had the best cut. Best cut for me is Scotch fillet. So we're gonna have steak tonight. I've got some collies ready, some broccoli ready down in the garden, but I also have 2 artichokes which I'm going to prepare quickly. So we've ended up filling a lot of our freezer with beef. We've got beef bones for the dog, I've got beef bones for stock, and a lot of different cuts in here which will get us through about 10 months of the year. November was a challenging month for us. We didn't really have a winter. It was very warm considering the temperatures we usually get here. And we still got a bit of rain in winter. I can't complain about the rainfall. But compared to previous years, it was warm. But that doesn't mean we didn't get a winter. We got winter in spring, which proved challenging because I was trying to get my summer crop out in November, and I just couldn't risk the frost, and everything that was planted wasn't growing because it was, you know, around 10 degrees Celsius, which isn't very warm. We also got a lot of rain in November, which I'm not complaining about. That was very welcome considering most of Australia is in drought, and there are fires covering a lot of New South Wales, Queensland, and recently we've had fires in South Australia too. Because it was so wet, I became quite worried about my garlic. I had planted 1,200 bulbs of garlic this year, which is by far my biggest crop yet. Previously in suburbia, I only planted about 200, which was enough to get me through the year and plant some. But I wanted to be able to sell some this year and expand my growing capacity. For next year, we're hoping to grow about 5,000 to 10,000 garlic bulbs, if all goes well. But I was worried about my garlic because it was so wet, and my soil where my garlic's planted does hold a lot of moisture because it is heavily mulched. And I noticed a few bulbs had rotted, and I was so concerned that the rest was going to rot. And I had to pick it when the soil it wasn't wet, it wasn't even damp, but there was a little bit of moisture in it. I hadn't let it dry out like I would have liked to, and like I've done previously. The dog's gonna come join us. Give me a second. Hi, Rexy. Hi, Rexy. Oh, Rexy. Now, I did do a really large shop in October, and I think I spent about $230-ish, which isn't large compared to what we were doing prior to the challenge. We're probably spending that a week, if not a touch more. But it was a lot when you consider the challenge that we're doing. But I did need to stock up on staples such as rice and flour and a few other things. I can't remember. But November, I wanted to stock up on organic stone ground wheat because there is a bit of a shortage at the moment. We are in a drought where a lot of the wheat is grown, and we also have really strong export markets for Australian organic produce and grains, and so a lot of that gets sent overseas, which means the Australian market suffers and we don't get to have beautiful local Australian grown food. So I found the last, I think it was 5 kilo bags, and I shopped all over Melbourne to try and find some flour, and this was the only place that had any left, so I bought the last 5 kilo bags. So it means that my shop is a bit more expensive than I would have liked it to be, and I've still got quite a bit of that flour that I'm working through, but I really wanted to stock up on that so I wouldn't have to scrounge and scavenge for some organic stone ground wheat. So I still bought this with all the funds that I've made from selling our excess produce, and November's total shop came to $123.90, which is still fantastic. That's a month's worth of food, and I've still got that sitting in my pantry come the end of December. I should have flour for another month or so until I have to try and find some more. I don't know where, but I'm going to try and find some more organic stone ground flour. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching our November update. We will see you next time on our channel. Bye.